Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I myself was just taking a break from doing some chapter review in genetics, a little chromosome and cellular reproduction and basics of heredity. Um, it's kind of what I was going over and reviewing. I have class tomorrow and trying to jump ahead. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and kind of have a little bit of a new setup, but not really. I just happened to switch gears with the system I've had set up in the past, and that was I was using my laptop, and I switched to my desktop, and I was using just my camera to do recordings because my phone wasn't working and it wouldn't allow me to record, and there was no way to like record past like a certain amount of like a time stamp or time frame, whatever you want to call it. And then finally I got that resolved, and then an old desktop computer that we kind of had sitting around. I want to go get it upgraded. We decided to do a like overhaul and kind of like set it back to factory reset, settings. We got that up and running and working and all the things. So I was originally using a couple of the sessions I did of like a study with me. I went live one time. I was using a old webcam that we had. Um, Essentially, we have a couple. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but my older three children do homeschooling or cyber school, and a lot of times they don't want to just get on their school issued laptop. They want to go on our other computers that we have stationed in like our an office area, and they like the idea of having a larger monitor. So they do a lot with school functions and like class lessons and things. So they'll have their webcam going, and the one I was using, it was going back and forth. I'm upstairs in my office space up here, and those computers are set up downstairs in another office space. And it was such a pain, like dragging that webcam back and forth and trying to get it all to go. So finally, after digging around and moving things and getting stuff situated, I realized that I have this webcam. And I'm like, okay, this one can just stay upstairs, and that's that. Well, all this technology. To think that when I was a kid, there was no such thing. It was like, get your butt outside and go play, right? Come in when the streetlights are on. Oh, man. Anyways, I was using a laptop that I take back and forth to school with me on campus, right? While I was, you know, the semester hadn't even started, so I just kept it upstairs with me, and I was using that and kind of dragging it back and forth to do certain things on while I was trying to like figure out this desktop and fixing up a couple things. My I have my desk up here. We moved it up here and built it and all the things, and I was making this my office space because I was working currently. It's been a couple months now, but I was working from home, and I currently had my desk space set up. I had one monitor up here. I have two monitors, and I wanted to set them both up, but the company I was working for sent me equipment. So it was kind of like a whole shit show, right? Anyways, let's just fast forward to right now. So that laptop that I use personally back and forth from the university that has like all my things that I need for school, things that are files that are saved, all the things, whatever. On that specific laptop, I was using up here, and I had that old webcam that the kids use tied to it so that I had the webcam on a tripod, and it was off to the side, and you could get a nice view of monitor one, monitor two, looking at them now, and all the things. I hope you can hear me all right. I actually am, and I hope the audio comes through because now I'm using the um, my mic here, which should be working and tied to everything, hopefully. Yes. So that's this little setup for right now. I may just go ahead and utilize another. We have too many devices. I have several. It's a shit show. But I would rather have my webcam off to the side so that it's easy for me to sit here and talk to you guys. It's easy for me to just drop, you know, start rolling that film and, do the things I'm doing as far as a study with me session or, I've been doing a lot of applications lately and whatnot. And yeah, so this is the current setup for the moment. I may be able to go ahead and just utilize another device strictly for the webcam. That way I can have that setup that I'm looking for and go from there. But yeah, that's my little update for the day. Um, Class went well. The drive-in was a little sketchy. We still have a lot of snow around and on the ground. I think I took some video of that. I'll share some of that for you here towards the end of this video, I think. And yeah, it was pretty productive day. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I mentioned that I was trying to work with a specific mentor provider for this mentor class, the capstone class that I have. That was the class I had today. That professor did go ahead and say that he's fine tuning all the things and he's sticking within his network of folks that he knows for the mentorship program that he has going on in the class. So that's unfortunate. I'll reach out to that provider though and thank her for sure and see if she has, any doors open to allow for some shadowing opportunities and maybe some other type of mentoring opportunities or something, that I could take part in, which would be great, which would be neat. I I don't know. We'll just take it from there because now I feel like I need to really start focusing on making some real connections and networking and getting the opportunity to shadow some other providers. I know that will be part of my application process when I start filling out applications for med schools. So I say med schools. I really only want to apply to one if I'm being honest. But now I'm starting to be more open to the idea of applying to more. Just the thought that I'm sitting here and I can say that I'm a pre-med student and I will be graduating with my bachelor's before the end of the year is just completely mind-blowing. I'll have to do a video on that. Why am I sitting here as a non-traditional student, single parent of 4 kids, 44 years old, and wanting to go to med school? Because this is not something that, I've just decided one day. I didn't, wake up and this part of my life stopped or halted and I said, oh, well, this is going to be the next part of my life. This is what I want to do. There was no, midlife crisis. This has kind of been my journey and the path I've wanted to go on for a really, really long time. In fact, probably... Well, ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a veterinarian, and I was gung-ho on that for a really long time. Probably, I want to say, by the time I was 15, 16, I was really job hunting, and I was looking for a position in the area of veterinary medicine. You couldn't get your foot in the door. You couldn't even get your foot in the door to be a part-time pooper scooper at these veterinarian offices just to get in there. And I was really bummed about that. I remember that being really depressing, wanting to move forward with that. And then by the time I was about 17 or 18, I had done a little bit of research, and the what is it, the Bell-Ray Institute out in Colorado. I want to say Denver is a really high, highly spoken of veterinarian school. From what I remember, it's been a really long time now. And I almost moved out there, you guys, and just did the thing and was going to go all in. I can't remember what's really stopped me. I think just the history and that time in my life, I just didn't feel confident. I didn't think it could be something I would do. I didn't have any family or any friends or anybody out there that I would know. But yeah, and then it wasn't much long after that I had started working, or I was working for Walgreens. I worked for them for a really long time, but it wasn't much long after working with Walgreens that I kind of was like, as much as I want to be a veterinarian, you actually, this was another time in my life where I just wasn't a people person at all. I actually didn't like people at all. And then I realized, oh, if you're a veterinarian, yeah, the animals are great and you get to care for them and heal them and, be a source of comfort and all the things and talk to them. But you got to talk to the parents of the pets, right? The pet parents, whatever you want to call them, the families of these pets. And I was like, ew, no. That kind of, but that was like my late teens, early 20s. And then I started to say, okay, well, I really like medicine. What else is there that I could possibly do? I really want to play a pivotal role in some way. What does that look like? And I started exploring my opportunities that I might have to go into like pharmacy and stuff. So, but yeah, I have to do a whole video on that. It's really interesting. But it's never gone away. It's always been there. It's always been in the back of my mind. And then I always thought nursing would be a great way to have that kind of scope of the practice of medicine and kind of see how I liked it and like how everything kind of tied into all the different components and aspects of healthcare. So yeah, there was a time in my life that I strived for these things, and you guys could probably hear the dogs and the kids playing with the dogs. Sorry, it's that time, but yeah, there was a time when someone tried to take that away from me and stop me from achieving my goals and my dreams, and that person is no longer in my life. So it's been full steam ahead ever since. And I've mentioned that I've been on this journey for a really long time. A couple of videos back, I think I talked about being a little bit burnt out and how the grind has been strong and full time since like 2018, that I've been on this journey of, furthering my education and whatnot. So I feel like it's kind of the only thing my kids know. So they're a great support system and all that. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out for me this setup that just fits, because I don't want to, I want it to just flow. I just want it to flow. Like I said, I have like a routine. It's not set in stone. I'm working around 4 kiddos. I'm helping 4 kiddos with their own school stuff. And, my youngest is an amazing little kiddo, 8 years old. And they are on the spectrum. So there's lots of navigating and things that go on with that as well. They do go into public school and get some services and help in those areas, which is really phenomenal and I'm grateful for. But yeah, like I said, so I just want something that flows easy, and this has been such a journey to learn. I might pop this video under trying to learn all the things YouTube, but yeah, it's just been such a journey trying to figure it all out, make it work, and make it flawless for me, because what my habits look like aren't what a lot of other I was gonna say normal people. Not that I'm not normal, but like a lot of other people. Like I love the idea of doing a study with me, but there's no way that I could set a clock and do a Pomodoro 50 minute, you know, 50-minute run and 10-minute break, and or do that in a stretch of 6 hours or 8 or 24 hours marathon. Some of these are pretty incredible. I have too many responsibilities for that to take place. But what I can do is still study and still make that time. And if I know that I could just come up here into my office space and literally just hit record and start doing the darn thing, I'm good to go, I was thinking about sharing also some resources that I use. Like, I don't like Excel. I mean, I like Excel, but I don't like it because it can be confusing for me. But yeah, just some of the things that I use to try to help me stay on task and know when things are due and when things got to get done. Um, yeah, so I don't know, but I just wanted to hop on here and kind of show this little bit different setup. I don't even know. Um, yeah, I think it's usually like the other way around. You usually kind of see the other side of my desk a little bit more. I do have a lamp on up here, and this my little pillow. I love this little pillow. I gotta figure out what I want to put it. Can you read that? One day or day one, you choose, right? One day this, one day that. Okay, one day I'll get to it. Sure, one day we'll do that. No, just, yeah. Yeah. That brings me to my thoughts that I had the other day about, you know, knowing your worth. I feel like I've just missed the boat on so many different things and so many different opportunities. And it's just like hit me really hard. Like, man, you really got a lot to offer and a lot that you can take advantage of. And you just kind of like have missed it all this time. You've just missed it. So, um, I'm really looking forward to some of the things coming to fruition. Fruit. I can't even talk straight. I'm just really excited to be able to say that this is a year that I'm going to put my foot down and start doing things and making things happen. I was thinking a lot about just the other day. I just had so much going through my mind. I'm just like, it's still bothering me. It's still bothering me if you can't tell. But I'm like, okay, so now I need to like really start putting a focus in on how these goals, how I'm going to bring them to the table and present them and go from there because, yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't be doing that. So I've been doing a lot of thinking and some research and trying to put a couple of ideas, two and two together and kind of go from there. I do want to revamp my schedule a little bit. And I think I'm going to nix a couple of the ideas that I originally had. Like, I don't know that anybody really wants. I don't think I'm going to really share my eBay little side gig, unless maybe there's something like really exciting that sells. I have a couple things that um, they're nothing special or spectacular, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to really do much with that. I know that there are a lot of people that do have like a big full-time eBay situation and they're doing all the things and a big huge production and all that, but I think I'll just sprinkle that in from time to time, if something interesting about it comes up, or if I start remembering to hit record when I am kind of doing some thrifting, which I haven't done actually in a while. Nothing's really sold in a while either, and I have some things that are like new in the box. I'm basically trying to downsize things in my home and reorganize my storage space and move things out, because after graduation, the goal and the hope is to be moving out of the area, and out of this house that we're renting right now. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. We've just kind of like decided to downsize. And half the things right now that are on my eBay store are essentially just personal items. We're just ready to, say the heck with it and move on. But yeah, so I am really excited. And then another thing, I might use this opportunity for my daily little vlog post to talk about this tomorrow. And it's been weighing on me now for quite a while, 15 weeks actually, if not longer. And I think I brought it up in a couple videos ago, possibly two, but I'm feeling ready to get on my health journey, if you will, my weight loss journey, get my body back to something that I know, because I just feel so bogged down, and just I gained a lot of weight with this last pregnancy, and all the things. Originally in last summer, as pregnant as I said that I was going to have a goal that by my birthday I would be at my best and have lost all the weight that I had gained, and I was determined to do that. And I still am, but I think kind of what has changed is being more mindful of listening to my body and knowing when I'm ready to when I feel like my body will be ready for me to handle and make these moves. I practice fasting, that I haven't touched in a very long time, because I just don't feel ready for it. I don't have the mindset and I just don't have that frame to want to incorporate it into anything yet. And then same with the healing process. You go through a pregnancy and your body is just like traumatized. And my 44-year-old body just like, what are you doing? Traumatized. So, yeah, things are a lot different this last time around. And I know that my core strength is like completely out the window. I have had a lot of trouble with my knees. Like, I think I've talked about it in another video, but yeah, so that might be my next video that I talk about. I'm starting to feel like I'm at, let's see, this Sunday I think this Sunday I'll be 15 weeks postpartum, and it will be we'll be here in February. So the entire month of January has not seen anything in this health journey at all towards my goal of better health and being at my best for my birthday in August, my big 45. So yeah, I'll have to do another video on that. Yeah, 7 months. How much do I have to lose? I have no idea. My scale's been broken, or it's not broken, it needs batteries. I haven't, and that was what I was going to do over the summer. I was like, I'm not even going to look at this scale. I'm just going to focus on this health journey and my eating habits and going back to whole food, all, preservative free and all things like that. And then come on my birthday, I'll hop on the scale and see what it says then. Because does that number really gauge how healthy you actually are and how you feel? Maybe not, right? But now I feel like inspired to actually have a beginning number. And I've seen numbers. I've seen some really high numbers, but yeah. So I'm inspired to actually have a starting point. But yeah, I just wanted to give this little update. That was my update for today. Like I said, I was doing some lovely studying in genetics and going over some basic principles of heredity, chromosomes, cellular reproduction, and all the things that jumpstart into genetics. I'm going to, figure out my setup as far as tech goes, and if I do have that spare laptop that will allow me the option to get my webcam back over where I want it to, so I can do this study with me and you guys can see what I'm seeing and all the things. I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully we can get this under wraps and have the whole tech thing figured out. My phone, yes, it's working. That's fantastic. That's great. But you know what? I actually didn't have a signal and could use my phone hardly today when I was on my way back from campus. It had started snowing and I was just like, seriously? I don't know what it is. It's an older model, but not really. It's one of those things. It was a replacement phone, a new phone. I'm sure it was refurbished, but they told me it was new, and it was to replace my older phone that I had for a really long time. I just hold on to things. Hey, if it's not broke, what are you doing fixing it? But yeah, so they replaced my old phone that was amazing. The only thing that was wrong with it was I had it so long that it would no longer, the battery's done. It would no longer hold a charge. And it wasn't the type of battery like, in the older devices, you could like take out the battery and get a new battery or something like that. It wasn't like that. It's all sealed in and enclosed. I'm trying to think what it was, because of course now I can't even think of it. But the replacement phone, they're like, oh, they don't make that anymore. And it was an LG. That's what it was. It was an LG. And they're like, well, we don't make that anymore, so we're going to have to replace it with this. And I don't even know what it is, honestly. I'm not really sure. I think I want to say it's a Motorola maybe, but I hate it. I don't like it. The only reason I requested it and got it was it has a stylus. And for me, that was very important in this job that I had. And I was kind of like a transportation nurse, if you will, with medically needy kiddo on a bus. And there would be times there would be a medical incident, and I'd want to be able to immediately jot down data that I needed, basically. So that was like perfect for me. I could just pop out my stylus and boom, boom, boom. All the things. So, oh well, I don't need that anymore. I really, and I did use it, but I rarely used it. But yeah, I need to upgrade my phone. So that's where I'm at with that. This video is probably getting super long. I have no idea where we're at. Oh my gosh, it is. Do I want to edit this? No, because it's me. It's absolutely me. It's everything Manda. This is how I am. I just rant and rave and go on and probably talk in circles. I don't know if I'm even going to watch this video back. I'm just going to get it up there because the goal is to just get better and learn from my mistakes. And is it really a mistake though? And just go from there. I will watch it back, but as far as editing goes, I'm not going to do a lot of that at all. Yep, so that's the agenda, and what's to come is what's to come. Hopefully next week I could have something better prepared as far as, I don't know, some talking points specifically as, I can't even think straight. Some talking points that are specific to the goals that I'm setting for myself coming up, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because I keep talking about these goals and all these things and all the stuff that I want to do. But I don't have like a clear set path that I've actually talked about. It's like all up here in my head. Yeah, I think there's undiagnosed ADHD somewhere. My kiddo today, side note, I'd asked something of someone, I don't even remember now, and she was like, yeah, I didn't quite catch that. You kind of missed half of the point. And I'm like, what? She's like, you said this, but you left out like all of that. And I was like, oh, Well, my brain didn't, because my brain knew it was all there. Ugh, I don't know. Anyways, but that's that, and that's where things are. So thank you so much for joining me. And I don't even think I mentioned my name, but if you're new here, my name's Amanda, and I'm on this journey to better myself in every and all the ways you can think of imaginable. I am a pre-med student. I am on my final year, and yeah, I don't even know. All the things. So if you're interested in joining me on this journey and want to see where it goes, follow me for my goal. I have set a goal to upload a video every single day up until August, end of August, when my birthday is. So yeah, help keep me accountable, cheer me on, like and subscribe, and let's do this thing together. That'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. Yep. Hopefully I can get my thoughts together for this next video. All right, guys, you take care and have a great night. Bye.